Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Lockdown 23 and 1. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be hearing from two inmates, one from San Quentin State Penitentiary in California, and another one from the Miami Mega Jail, all the way on the other side of the coast. But we talk about all things lockup and crime related over here, so if this is what you're into, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave, and check out my playlist with over 1,400 videos for you to start watching today. Now, the first guy we're going to be hearing from is in lockup behind a home invasion. And a lot of people don't even know that some crimes like home invasion will give you more time than some people get for murder. Not to mention if it happened with the family in there past a certain time, like they're all sleeping or something. Judges will smoke your boots from here to kingdom come if that's the case. I mean, picture that happening to you, right? You're sitting in a house with your whole family. Like me, I got 4 daughters. If someone kicked in the door and put us all at gunpoint and laid us on the ground, I would love for that fool to get the death penalty or life, because that shit's just treacherous. You can't be doing that type of stuff out here in the free world. Now, I've done some home invasions in my time, but it was for drug dealers. So I had a little bit of code of conduct out there in the streets. I wasn't just ripping and running and hitting anybody and anything. But listen to this guy and think twice before you step into someone's home that ain't yours.
I understand you're serving quite a long stretch here.
Oh yeah, very, very long. I would say probably enough for all of us.
Yeah, I wonder how much. Well, damn, they gave him a stab vest.
What's your stretch? What do you...
In a lot of dangerous prisons, reporters or guards will come in with these stab-proof vests. And the reason why you see these extreme safety precautions in some places and not others is because they're actually getting attacked. The places where COs aren't getting attacked or there ain't that many drugs coming in, of course, they're not going to have the same kind of security as the other places that have it on a regular basis. But once it happens, then they'll evolve, right? The gear, cameras, everything. They all start evolving with the contraband and the inmates.
What's your stretch? What are you serving?
First I got to do 521 years and then 11 life sentences.
11 life sentences.
How come so much?
So I was on a brutal home invasion series type of thing, multiple home invasions.
Brutal in what way?
Well, you figure I got convicted for 12 home invasions.
This guy is a perfect example of digging a ditch that you can't get out of. One home invasion, he might have had a chance of seeing freedom again, right? But 12 of them, you're not going home, bro. Especially in Florida. If it was in Texas, you might be getting a lethal injection. I don't know, but 12 home invasions is a lot. I wonder how he knew which ones to hit. He couldn't have known all 12 houses. I might have to do some research on this guy, but I was locked up with this guy named Zip Tie. He was like a country musician producer. And you would never think in a million years. He was a short guy with long hair, almost looked like the guy from Blow, right? Long hair, and he had these gold framed glasses. He looked kind of fancy to be in jail, to be honest. But the guy kept on telling me his story, and it turns out he's in there for zip tying a bunch of people, all kinds of home invasions, and doing sexual things to them while they're tied up. And this guy was surviving in jail. Nobody was doing nothing to him. I promise so once that guy gets up to the penitentiary, if he ain't been taken care of already, he's definitely gonna be.
Home invasion robbery, multiple victims, brutally hurt, shot, almost drowned, just a lot of torture tactics. Well, of course, in a home invasion robbery, you're there to rob. And if you don't feel they're giving up the information you need, you got to pretty much torture someone to get the information you want out of them.
Maybe he did know exactly who he was running in on. Sounds like he might have been dealing with some drug dealers. Because, most innocent families ain't got much but maybe a little cash in the safe or some guns. They're going to tell them exactly where everything's at. Drug dealers, they'll hold out to the last damn moment before their head gets cut off, and then they'll tell you.
Were you getting money for drugs?
No, I don't do drugs. I don't do none of that. It's just to live, a better life in a sense. To have them more better things.
I can't go for that.
I mean, look at me. Not too many people are gonna hire me to work for them. So
What do you mean, bro? You look freaking normal. You got one dusty ass tattoo on your neck. You could have easily gotten a job at McDonald's or Hardee's like I did when I first got out. Look, don't think of yourself more highly than you ought, ladies and gentlemen. You can get your ass behind that grill and start flipping some burgers if you need some cash. Any money's better than no money, except for the fast money. I don't like that money. Fast money's good for the moment, but that shit disappears just as quick as it came. Not to mention you might disappear into a cell block behind it as well. But yeah, this guy's tripping, man. He lost all hope in himself. He's just making excuses now, and I strongly do not believe him when he said it wasn't about drugs.
You know, so sometimes I have no other choice but to resort to crime, you know, and unless I want to slave in a field somewhere, but I'm not gonna do that.
Were there any fatalities involved? Did you actually kill anyone?
No, nobody died. Probably were points where they wish they would have died. There was victims where they had their heads held under hot tubs for times at a time. Some were saying they were assaulted with a pistol.
How old were you when you were convicted of?
Some said they were sexually assaulted by a pistol. Come on, man. They didn't just say that. Who the hell would just make that up, man? You did that. Don't forget now, this is San Quentin, California. And over there, the charges that you have, they take very strongly. If you got bad paperwork with any form of sexual misconduct on it, you are very liable to lose your life. Some prisons, especially on the East Coast, they don't even check paperwork, and a lot of people fly under the radar. But this guy's not even remorseful. He deserves every last second of it. I mean, he almost has a smile on the whole time he's telling the story.
Well, yeah, I went to YA at age 11.
What's that?
Oh, California Youth Authority. I stayed there till I was 20. So, that's time. Then, went to prison at 22. I've been doing pretty much all I'm used to. Unfortunately,
the key words in what he said here is what he's used to. He said he was in juvenile prison at 11 years old till he was 20. What the hell could he have done at 11 to send him behind bars for the next 9 years? Look, at that age, you have to do something very dramatic for them to send you away for that long. It had to have been something violent. But he gets out. It seems like he had a few years on the streets and comes right back because why? He's used to it. That's all he knows, man. A lot of people, that's why they go back. They're much more comfortable in prison. But this go around, he might not be as comfortable as he might think, especially if the victims are going to the courtroom saying that they were assaulted in that way. Someone might have already gotten this guy now. I don't know. And not to mention, look, in California, if the camera crew comes around, you don't talk to them because you're liable to get got just for speaking to these guys. I mean, the politics are so strict that I was completely blown away when I started to really dive into the California Department of Corrections. The way of life that the inmates have created in there is completely different from anything I've ever seen in prison.
It's just, now I guess I don't worry about getting out no more. I just gotta make my bed and
lay in it.
Live on through.
Now let's go ahead and jump over to the Miami Mega Jail and just keep in mind that these are little tastes of lockup in these facilities. This ain't the full scope. Trust me, the blueprint to living in prison is deep, but it all starts with the state that you're in. Welcome to Miami.
What are you doing? Have we met you before?
Oh, yeah.
What's your name?
Black.
Black? What are your charges?
I got 3 bodies on me.
3 bodies?
Yeah.
That means 3 murders. Are you convicted?
No, not yet.
That's what they're charging you with.
Yeah.
How long have you been waiting here?
About 4 years.
How long?
About 4.
4 years. You've been in jail 4 years? So you came in when you were 16? Can we see your face?
Whoa.
Why not?
Usually the guys that have been in jail for over a year are the ones with murder cases because it takes so long to go through the trial process. Or they might be appealing it or something like that, so they'll keep them in the jail for a long time. But these guys still got hope, man, and you got to. There's a lot of gangsters out there killing people, getting away with murder. Trust me, they beat these puppies a lot more than you might think. But look, a lot of people might hear him say, yeah, he caught 3 bodies before the age of 16 and think that it's unreal. But that's the reality, man. I remember when I was 16, I was a pure demon. You wouldn't have wanted to been my friend back in the day. That's when everything was turned up the most. I mean, I went to prison at 18 and then changed my life for the most part. So all of my most dangerous dirt happened between like 14 and 17. Really keep an eye on your kids at that age, man. And sometimes, you know, no matter how much eye keeping you put on them, they're going to do what they do. And there ain't no way you can stop it. Sometimes they got to learn the hard way like me. But who knows? They might be like gold, you know, go through the furnace and come out brighter than when they began.
Is there anyone in here, I mean, you've just arrived, so maybe you don't know, but is there anyone in here who had seniority in some way?
Nah, I ain't listen here, man. Ain't nobody putting down on nobody in here, man. This cell run itself. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like he say, if your face good, you good. We don't tolerate snitches in here.
Now, the next clip is kind of quick, but this guy's going to speak on something that many guests that has done time in the Florida prison system has said on this channel. Being lined up, fighting people back to back to back with no breaks. And while he's breaking this down a bit, look at the white guy in the corner of the cell, man. He looks absolutely terrified. If I were to guess, he's definitely going to be some prey.
How y'all can help me? I need a society to know how y'all loved ones get treated.
What did you do?
Who, me? Oh, somebody broke into my house. When they broke into my house, I shot him. He was trying to rape my daughter. I blowed his head off. I woke up and I shot him.
Look at dude
When
there.
you come to this jail, when you known to be snitches, you're gonna get beat. Then wherever you go, oh, he hot boy. They gonna line him up. Line him up mean one dude get him. Then when he get tired, the next one get him. That's called line up. They gonna line him up.
This guy looks like he is absolutely terrified. Like, how the hell did my life land here? Mom, I need you. I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting every time they pan zoom on this guy. For all I know, he could be running the whole damn jail. You know, low key jank.
That's called line up. They gonna line him up.
But there you have it. That's what happens to snitches in Miami. Hopefully you enjoyed today's lineup of clips and my 2 cents on them. You know, I think that's key to the channel, is the intel that I bring with these clips. But stay tuned. I got plenty more content coming where this came from. You already know. And as always, I salute to every last one who've been supporting me since the beginning, and everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be safe and stay free.